Good morning, Sharon. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry about the delay. I was having a little technical issue with my computer. Had to restart, it kept freezing. So I appreciate your patience very much. Hang on, Carol was asking about the link for today. All right, sorry for the interruption here. One moment. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for your patience. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's just go straight to the mat and do this. All right, so we're gonna start lying on our backs this morning. All right, so just let your knees be bent, your feet flat. And just let the floor flatten out your back for you. Or I should say lengthen our spine at its tallest, its longest. It's never totally flat. Especially with our legs in this position with our feet on the mat, you're gonna feel a little curve under the low back. That's good. You want that. All right. Let's hug the right knee into your chest. Straighten the left leg. Put that down on the floor. You need to scoot a bit so I have space to straighten my leg. There you go. Hug the right knee into your chest. And then stir the knee around in little circles like you're stirring a big soup pot. And stir it the other way. All right, then bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Outstretch that right arm out to the right. We're going to twist and untwist. So this left hand is going to pull the right knee across over to the left. So that right hip's going to kind of resist lifting up. And then the right hip's going to pull back down. But that left hand is going to resist the knee coming back. But it'll let it happen. We're going to do that 2 more times. Let's twist and untwist. Feeling a stretch in this outer hip here. 1 more time, twist and untwist. Then bring the left knee in to join the right. So kind of pull both knees in for a moment, re-lengthen both sides of the back, and then straighten the right leg. Let that go down onto the floor. Pull the left knee into your chest. All right, and then stir that around in little circles. And stir it the other direction. Okay, and then take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, and that left arm reaches out to the side in half a T, or maybe it bends a little, depending on how much room you have. All right, and then we're going to twist, right hand pulling the left knee over. Untwist, the left hip pulls back, but the left hand resists. And twist. And untwist. 1 more time, twist. And untwist. And let's pull both knees into the chest. Give them both the squeeze in. Lengthen both sides of the back. Float the arms and legs up towards the ceiling, nice and light like underwater seaweed. And make some circles in your wrist and ankle joints. and circle it the other way. Let the knees fall into your chest. Roll over to one side. And then from there, use both hands to push your chest away from the floor and come up to sitting. From sitting, let's come into a tabletop on our hands and knees. So if the knees tend to be sensitive to being down on the mat, a blanket or towel can be a nice thing to put under the knees. If you do have straps, blocks, handy for your home practice, this is a good time to set those up towards the front of your mat. Good. All right, so once we're situated in our tabletop here, we're going to move through some cat and cow, breathing in to arch and look up. Breathe out to round and dome the back. This is your cat. And we inhale, arch and look up. This is cow. Exhale to round, push the floor away. We're going to alternate between this cat and cow a few more times at your own deliberate pace. Back to your long neutral spine. Good. So feel width across both the front of the chest, but also the upper back. We're going to stir our shoulders in circles, little circles around the wrists. And so if your wrists feel sensitive to having weight on them, then maybe keep your shoulders kind of back more behind the wrists. That might be enough stretch. Or if it feels comfortable enough, maybe kind of push the shoulders forwards of your fingertips. Let's circle the other way. Okay, then sit back on the heels in child's pose. Your knees can stay the width that they are or step wider apart if you find that a better shape to sink into. Right, let's come back up onto our hands and knees, and then lift up into a downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, on our hands and feet. Good. Right, fingers are evenly spread on the mat. Step the feet as wide as your mat. Take a little bend in the knees to lengthen and lift those sits bones up and back more. Armpits are open. Front ribs drawn gently in and up. And start to re-straighten the legs. And step the feet back to hip distance apart. All right, and then lower the knees down to the mat. So we're going to be doing some going from kneeling to standing. So if you didn't have a blanket before, you may want yourself some padding now for where we're going next. So from two knees, step the right foot in front. Good. So if you come to my Fitness SF Oakland classes, this is going to look familiar. So right foot steps in front, just heel underneath, tuck those back toes. If you're feeling stuck, you could put your hands on this front thigh here, or maybe have blocks or a chair, wall nearby to kind of help you step up to standing. Okay. All right, and then We're going to inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, dive forwards to a forward fold. Hands can come to your feet back. I'm going to take a moment, stretch those hips up, up, up. Stretch the backs of the legs. Then lower the knees down. And then bring the hands back until you are just on your knees. And then step the left foot in front, tuck the back toes, and push up to standing. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. From your forward fold to your downward dog. Good. Reach those sits bones up and back. Heavy heels. Then lower the knees down and walk the hands back. Good. Right foot steps in front and the left foot comes forward to meet it. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. From forward fold to downward dog. From downward dog, lower the knees down. Then walk the hands back till you are just on your knees. Step the left foot in front and right foot comes forwards to meet it. All right, so if you're using a blanket, it's going to be a little bit before we have our knees down again. So if you would rather not have to shift and step over it, you can move it to the side. Frame check. I'm in my frame. Okay. All right, let's take a little shift front and back, side to side. Just waking up the feet. See if you can, surprise yourself, surprise your feet. Make the feet go, oh wait, whoa, we gotta catch ourselves here. Okay, and then just find a still center. So where is that point where the body has to do as little as possible? Bones can just center and stack on themselves. All right, let's bring that right knee up to our chest. Either clasp over the shin, under the thigh. Stand up tall, squeeze that knee up. And give lots of energy down into that standing leg as well. There we go. All right, there. Now I'm giving my standing leg some love. All right, and take that right knee out to the side. Open up the hip and inner thigh. And then fold that into your tree. So that might be with the foot up on the inner thigh. Maybe that's lower on the leg. Good. Maybe the sole of foot kind of nestles into the inner ankle of that standing leg. Let's bring palms together at your heart to start. And if the arms want to take on a different shape, they can, or they can stay. All right, and let's bring that foot down, maybe a little thank you shake for the standing leg. All right, and then let's bring our left knee up to our chest, holding over the shin or under the thigh. Energize just as much through the standing leg. Sometimes you can squeeze this knee up so much you feel some stretch in the front of your standing hip. And take that knee out to the side. Like you're trying to stuff it up into your armpit. Then fold that into your tree, whatever height, shape of tree that is for you this morning, or afternoon, evening, whatever time you happen to be viewing this video. Yogi's choice with your arms today. And if it helps to have a a chair or wall nearby, if you've got something like that available to you in your home, feel free to use it. All right, let the foot come down. Shake things out. All right, so let's come up to the top of our mat. I'm going to scoot my blocks to the side because next we're coming down onto our belly. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. From forward fold to downward dog. Now your next objective is to lie down on your belly. And feel free to do that in any way that works for you. If you want to do that through a plank, you want to plank that down. You can work. Let me make sure that the blocks are black here. Okay. All right, reach the arms back along your side with the palms facing up. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. You're going to keep your legs and your hands down. With an inhale, start to lift your chest and head up off of your mat. Tailbone reaching back towards your heels. Back of your head lengthening up and forwards. And lower down. You can either turn your head to one side to rest there, or stack the hands and place your forehead on top of your hands. Just going to take a few breaths here. And recenter the head. Good. So with an inhale, start to lift just your chest and head. And then slide the fingers back on the mat a little more. Then lift the arms. Reach the toes back on the mat a little more. Then lift the legs. We're fully up in our locust pose. Good, and lower down. Stack the hands or turn the head to the other side. Recenter the head. Good. All right, bring the hands flat to the mat. Good, just behind the shoulders. And with an inhale, start to lift up. So keep some bend in the arms. So that means the back muscles have to be more engaged. It also makes it easier to drop those shoulders. Okay, because often bringing the shoulders down means you've got to bend those elbows a little more. Wrap the elbows in. Couple more breaths in our cobra here. And lower down. And then press that back up to downward dog. Walk or hop your feet forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine forwards. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up with a big arm circle. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, dropping down into your chair. Sit, Utkatasana. However much space there is between the feet, make sure there's the same amount between your knees. And back of the pelvis is heavy. Wonderful. Let's stand up. Reach up. Exhale. Hands to your heart. All right. So let's turn to face one side. If you have a block or something you can use as a block, grab your block. Take the feet nice and wide and parallel. And turn the right toes out all the way. Left toes in a little bit. Good. Bend that right knee. Taking a block, let's play with bringing it to the inside, the big toe edge of that foot today. Okay? And stretch the arms out. Powerful but soft. Bend your right knee down into warrior two. Soft gaze over that right middle finger. Let's take a couple breaths here. With each inhale, that chest gets a little lighter. And with each exhale, shoulder blades just a little heavier. So gentle squeeze and support from the back, gentle lift of the chest. All right, now we're going to straighten the right leg, reach the right arm forwards, like we're going to do triangle, but not yet. We're going to come back to warrior two. We will do triangle in just a moment. Straighten the right leg as the knee, as the thigh pulls back, the arm reaches forwards. And now thigh bone pulls forwards, shoulders stack over the hips. One more time. This time we are going to bring that into triangle. First, reaching out past those right toes. And then the right hand comes down into triangle, Trikonasana, wherever it does. Maybe that's on your right leg. Maybe it's on your block. Good. Stay actively in those quads, pulling the kneecaps up. Gaze can be up at your top arm or ears in line with shoulders. I personally, my neck has been kind of stiff lately, so looking up hasn't felt as agreeable for me. I kind of like the ears in line with shoulders better. And take a couple more breaths here. We're going to bring this into our side angle pose, so right knee bends. Good. If it works for you, try and slide that right knee, right shin behind the right arm, the one that's on the block. Those of you that have been coming to my classes a lot, you know you've always got this forearm on the thigh option here. Couple breaths here. Left outer hip, energizing down to the outside of the left foot. Inhale to lift back up to warrior two. All right, take that over to the left side. So if you've got a prop to switch, switch the prop. The right toes turn in a little bit and left toes turn out all the way. Bend the knee. When in doubt for this type of thing, block at highest height if you're not sure what height you like best. We'll take a few breaths in our warrior two. Each inhale is lightening the chest a little bit. Each exhale, just making those shoulder blades a little heavier. And then to warm up our triangle, straighten the left leg. Reach that left arm forwards, out past the left toes. And then the thigh pulls forwards and the shoulders shift back over the hips. And again, straighten and reach. Good. Bend and stack the spine. This time, bend and reach and reach and reach. This time, this is going to come into your triangle, wherever that left hand goes. Gaze can be up at that top arm. We're just facing the same way as the chest. side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. And so now that top arm is going to come over closer to your face. Good. So that hand will stay on your block, or you can bring the forearm up on the thigh. Inhale, come up to your warrior two. Good. If you have a block, pick it up. Bring it to the chest, feet parallel. Good, so either holding your block or just bring the arms up. You can make the same shape with or without the block. All right, so quads are pulling those kneecaps up and lengthen forward. So sits bones pull back. Good, reach out, out, out. And then let your block come down to support that forward fold. Good, or hands can be on the hips or the floor. Good, inhale, re-lengthen the spine. Tighten the legs. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale to stand all the way up. Good. Bring the feet back in, right under those hips. Step on up to the front of your mat. Okay. If you do have a block or something you're using as a block, take it between your feet at its highest height. Good. And let's step the left foot way back. We're going to come into a high lunge. So you're on the ball of that left foot. Your feet are at least hip distance apart, maybe even a bit wider than that, if that's where you can better balance. All right, and let's take the arms up. Bend your back knee a little bit so that that low back can lengthen a little more. Good. And try and keep that length in the low back. And now squeeze that back leg all the way straight. Bring the right hand up to the top of the right thigh. So you want some room below for that left elbow to possibly land. Press down into the thigh. Stretch the left side up. So then exhale, pull that left arm over. Try and land that elbow on your right thigh. So what the block is for is if that elbow is not making it there today, you just bring your hand down to the block, maybe to the floor, and the right arm up. So this is one shape your twist might be in, or you might have the elbow on thigh and the palms together, and you're coming into your twist here. Let's take a few breaths here. I lied, it's more than a few. It's on 5. So here's 2. As you inhale, lengthen the chest forwards. As you exhale, see if you can spin your sternum up a little more. A couple more breaths here. All right, inhale to lift up out of that fold. Good. Lower your back heel down. Good. For me, I'm needing to step my back foot forwards a little bit. Good. Straighten your front leg. That kneecap is getting pulled up by the right quad muscles. Good. So either hands to the hips, good, or you can clasp forearms behind your back or prayer hands. Good. And we're going to take a hinge forwards. Okay. You can keep the hands behind the back or bring them down to maybe your block or your leg. This is intense on that front hamstring. Be kind. And so as you're rooting that right big toe knuckle into the mat, kneecap is drawing up. Good, one more breath here. Inhale to lift up, bend your front knee. Release the hands if they're behind the back. Let's step the left foot. Woo, forwards. However many steps that takes. I'm gonna flip around so that when I twist, I'm facing you. Okay, block is between the feet. In case, step the right foot back. Find your high lunge. And you can always widen your stance a bit if that helps your balance. Bend your back knee, let the low back lengthen a little more. Then squeeze that back knee all the way straight. Take right hand to the left thigh, sorry, left hand to left thigh. Press down to stretch up. And then exhale, squeeze that right elbow over either to the thigh. And so you're either in an extended arm shape or elbow on the thigh, and you're twisting here. Good, whichever shape you choose, you want to still be able to breathe into the twist. Then inhale to lift up. Woo. Find those arms up. Spin your back heel down. Straighten that front leg. Good. You've got all the same options with the arms as before. If you clasp your forearms, good. Have the other forearm on top. If you're not sure, do what feels a little bit weirder than the last time. It's probably the other side. Lengthen the spine. 2 sits bones pull back as you hinge forwards, especially that left sits bone. Find your lowest but longest shape. The arms can stay behind the back, or at any time they can come down to your leg, your block, the floor. Nice, everyone. Inhale, come up, bend the front knee, release the hands if they haven't yet. Step the right foot forwards to the top of your mat. Good. All right, we're gonna come down to our tabletop. This is a time where you may want that knee pattern. So feel free to set that up if you do. Okay. So from all fours, we're going to reach our, I could be more centered here, just realizing you're going to reach your right arm forwards and your left leg back. Good. So your shape can stay here. Maybe you try bending this back knee and just keeping that thigh lifted. Good. Or you can reach back with your right hand, see if you can find the foot. Any of these options is yoga. It's yoga either way. If you do catch your foot, press the foot back. So use that tension between foot and hand to stabilize. Okay. If you're still holding your foot, let it go. Reach out and come back to all fours. We'll repeat that on the left side, left arm forwards, right leg back. And then you can stay. You can bend your back leg and just hold there. Or reach back with the left hand, find the foot. If you do, push the foot into the hand. And release and lengthen out. Come down to all fours. Sit back on your heels, child's pose. And quickly check our time. We rest. Okay. All right, a couple more breaths in your child's pose. Harrison? About 10 to 9. All right, come on up from your child's pose. Now we're going to come into a seated position, legs stretched out in front. Okay. All right, you can sit up on blanket or towel if that gives more ease to your spine as we start our forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold over. And if you like, you can use a strap or a towel around the feet to assist your forward fold. Inhale to lift up out of that fold. Good. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Take the hands a little bit back and a little bit out to stack them under the shoulders. Shrug the floor away, lift the chest. Lift up to your upward facing table. And gently lower the hips down. Good. Come to a cross-legged seat. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Left arm reaching across for the right thigh. Good. Right arm behind you as a kickstand. And unwind. Inhale the arms up. Exhale. Twist to your left. And unwind your twist. All right. Come up onto two knees. Feel free to pad if you find that helpful. Good. I like to tuck my toes under sometimes for camel. Kind of like how it wakes up my hamstrings more and helps me keep my hips pushing forwards and open as I do this back bend. We're going to do this one twice. Camel's often one that, granted, it's partly because I find it difficult, one that I like to do at least twice. A little warm-up one. So hands to the low back. Lift. Just think of stretching the front of the body, not even really doing much of a back bend, but just lengthening the front of the body. Exhale. Restack the spine. Have a seat on your heels, or if your knees need some more space, on a block, maybe 2 blocks. So I'm just going to take a moment of not back bending. All right, and let's come back up onto the knees. So if you do have 2 blocks or block type thing, you could take those to the outside of the ankles. My back's feeling pretty tight today, so I think I might not even really be going for those blocks today. I think my hands are just going to stay on my low back. Right, so sternum lifts, chest lifts, like you want to balance a wine glass on your sternum. The hips push forwards. Maybe the hands come down to your blocks or heels. Maybe they stay on the low back. It's early morning after all. Be kind to yourself. When you're ready to come out, exhale, bringing yourself back. Have a seat on your heels or your block in your hero pose. Fuzzy in my leg. All right. Bring the legs out from under you. We're going to lie down on our backs. So hug your knees into your chest once you're down on your back. I'm just going to grab a little sip of water here. So we got off to a little bit of a late start. I'm going to go a little past 9 due to my technology issues. Okay. So let's come down onto our backs. And then into either a figure 4, right ankle on the left knee, or maybe try crossing the knees entirely, right knee over the left. So whichever shape you are choosing with your legs. And then grab a hold of the arms in any way you can. pull the knees in towards your chest. Okay. Using the floor to help flatten out your back for you. So tailbone's pressing down to the mat as you're pulling the knees up into the chest. And that longer, flatter back is going to make for a deeper stretch in those glutes. Right. And from here, we're going to take this into a twist. Okay. So you can keep, if you've got your legs stacked knee over knee, you can keep them like this if you want. Okay. Or you can uncross them and have the knees just side by side as you twist. So either way, your pelvis is going to take a little scoot to your right, and the legs are going to go over to your left. And your head looks back to your right. All right, unwind out of the twist. Good. Recenter the hips with the shoulders, and then figure four or stacked knees on your left side. So you've got either that left ankle on your right thigh or that knee fully crossed over, as close as it will go. Tailbone pressing down and forwards as you're drawing the legs up towards you. All right, and then with the knees crossed or stacked, hips take a little scoot to your left and legs drop over to the right. To twist, head looks back to your left. And unwind out of your twist. All right, recenter everything. Good. Plant your feet flat on your mat, arms long along your side. Good. And lift the hips up into a bridge pose. Then keep the elbows on the mat as you bend your arms. They're making a little robot arm shape. And press down to the right arm. Just scooch that right shoulder blade under you a little more. Repeat on the left side. Little press down, lift and scooch. Straighten the arms. Good. So you might interlace the fingers here and bind the arms. If you do that, it should make it easier to breathe and lift in your back bend. Good. If it's easier keeping the hands unbound, then that is where you stay. Prioritize that ease. Okay. Lower your back and your hips down. Okay. And let your knees fall out to the sides into a reclining butterfly. Soles of feet together. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Bring the hands to the outsides of the thighs to assist the legs back together. Stretch your legs up to the ceiling. Arms press into the floor on your side. Press the low back into the floor. Feel the abdominals engage. And keep that low back pressing down as you slowly lower the legs all the way down in front. And once they touch down, release the belly, release the thighs. Right. Stretch out into your Shavasana. And feel free to turn off the lights if that's an option for you. Maybe place a towel or something over your eyes, nice and light, so you can retreat from your sense of sight. And feel the breath moving in and out of your body. Feel how the shape of the body changes to follow the breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open the mouth and exhale. Stretch your arms up overhead. Bend your knees and roll over on to one side. And from your side, use both hands. Gently push yourself up to sitting. Bring your palms together at your heart. Let's close our practice by chanting one Om all together. First, exhale fully. And a deep inhale. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. Namaste. And thank you guys very much for joining, especially for waiting while I was having a little bit of a technology issue. So if you are able, donation info is in the description for this video. For those of you who have been able to donate, thank you very much. It's really helping me stay afloat in this time of lost income. So thank you so much. If you are not able to donate, I totally understand. I'm so happy you are here regardless and getting on your mat and keeping the body healthy and moving and breathing. Also, liking the videos, subscribing to my channel will also help spread the word. And again, also help support and help me stay afloat in this trying time. I hope you are also staying afloat and doing well. Yeah, feel free to reach out. My email is also in the description. Any questions, requests, any ways that I can better support you through this online forum. Just what we have right now. This is what we have. All right. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. All right. Until Friday. See you then. Take care.